Hey folks, it's Bill Swift from Swift Canoe and Kayak. We're here at our Algonquin test paddling location. We're going to tell you all about the Pac 12-6 today, and we've got some lovely customers to tell you their story also. So this is one of our lightweight pack boats. This baby we build as light as 22 pounds. Very beautiful shape. You can see the overall shape of the boat really tracks nicely. It cuts the water well. It's been designed by David Yost. It's very rounded in the chine area. It's very good in wind and waves. Has excellent initial stability. And people like using it in a variety of conditions. This particular one has the optional cherry yoke in the middle of it. I'm just going to take it out as I go over the boat with you and put it down. So our pack boats start with carbon Kevlar trim. And this particular boat has the carbon end caps, the black and gold gunnels, the cherry interior wood. This is all standard. Now this particular one is a Kevlar Fusion, which has the optional amber finish on the outside. It's a $200 option. It really provides a very strong light laminate. Many folks also get the Kevlar Fusion in our sapphire, our ruby, our emerald colors. Now this also has the two-tone color bottom, which hides the scratches. Many folks get this. This is a $200 option. It will add 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds to a boat the Pac 12-6's size. And this particular one also has the color skid plates, which we match to the color of the bottom. If it was amber, they would actually be black because we do also put internal skid plates. They're standard, they're carbon on this boat. So the amber finish is beautiful. Many folks get this particular setup. Now, they come standard with our kayak foot braces, which you can adjust right where you're sitting. They also have our super comfortable seating system that has our adjustable lumbar support in the back of it. Very thick foam, really gives you a nice feel. The bottom actually has a medical grade foam that they've developed for use for wheelchairs or special needs equipment. It's a seat that really moves with you as you paddle. And we really love the shape of this. This is one of the biggest features of our boats. When you're not using the seat, it's very easy to fold down. Just clip this right in, tighten it up. You can use it for transport. If you're doing some portaging or carries, you can screw the yoke on, put it on your shoulder, carry it well as one neat package. So when you go to get to the other side of the portage, it's so easy to set up. Just click it in here and pop it up. When you do set the seat up, you never want it super tight. You want to keep it loose. And what you do is you tighten the side straps up. They work like backpack straps when you get in the boat. And it allows you to develop the seat to move because this strap actually flows through the back of the seat. Now, the boats do have a lot of flotation in them. There's flotation tanks at both ends. They're air tanks. So we have pressurization valves on them that you click down when you go to use the boat each time. You can keep them in a lot. If you get big changes in temperature, you're going to want to take them out. There's also flotation in the foam gunnels, in the foam core on the bottom, on the ribbing structure. So it's an extremely buoyant boat if you ever did happen to capsize it. Why do people like getting a Pac 12-6? Well, I'm going to show you one of the reasons right here. It's just that they're so light. They're so easy to pick up. But I think what might be better is for you to hear it from a couple of customers. We have two lovely, happy customers here, and Cindy and Lori, and we're going to talk a little bit about their boats, which they've brought up here today to show you folks, and find out how they purchased them and what they love about them. So Cindy, let's start with you. You have a friend that talked you into trying one of these.
That's right, yes. I have actually a cousin, and we'll do a little plug for Greg Bateman because he's one of your big supporters as well. And for a couple of years, he kept saying to me, you need one of these, you need one of these. I was paddling a sit-on, like a PVC, a higher end one, loved it, but it's lake locked. There was no way I was portaging it anywhere. And Greg kept saying, you need one of these, you need one of these. So finally I went over and test paddled his and realized what he was talking about. So then thought about it, decided I needed to test paddle up here, convinced my friend Lori to come up and test paddle with me, and made the decision that day.
Beautiful.
I made the decision that day.
Now, the test paddling process, coming here right at Oxtongue Lake, trying the boats out, it's a wonderful experience, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
You need to paddle the boats.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And just to the test paddling, my husband and I also have a Keewaydin 16 that we purchased a few years ago, and we were convinced that we were buying a Prospector 17. That's what we wanted. We'd spec'd it all out. Your guys here told us, asked us our weights and what we did. They said, no, this isn't what you want. We test paddled both, and there was no question we needed the Keewaydin 16 and loved the boat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, you made the decision right away, Cindy.
Yes.
You said, I'm going to order the boat. You ordered it.
Yes, and then I walked out. It was COVID protocols, one person at a time in the office in there, and I walked out and thought Lori was just going to walk right in behind me, and she went, no, I need to think about it. And I was a little floored because I thought I had my paddle partner all lined up. Anyway.
And Lori, a lot of customers have to think about it. We totally understand. So you went through the process where you gave it some consideration.
Yeah, I think it takes 2 test paddles. You paddled your cousins, you came and paddled, I came with you, and then I came back again with another friend and tried to convince her to buy one. And as I heard myself talking, I thought, oh, I think I've made my decision. So then came back and bought the boat. And I had already bought another canoe not 6 months previously, so it's a lot of canoe in my backyard, plus my other 2 canoes and 2 kayaks, but it was well worth it.
Everyone needs a bunch of boats.
Right, that's right.
Now, it's been 2 years now.
Yeah.
You girls have, let's show Joe the bottom. It's Cindy and Lori, I'm very proud of both you gals. They both have lots of scratches. This is Cindy's right here. And look at all the beautiful character marks on this
Battle
boat.
scars, some of them.
And Cindy, you told me at first you were trying to be very careful with it, but then after a while...
Yeah, the difference between our first beaver dam pullovers last year and our ones last week is night and day. Now we're like up to our knees in the muck and we're just grabbing the boats and tossing them over. Last year we were so careful trying to get out. Anyway.
And we do beaver dams. I mean,
we do a lot of beaver dams.
5 or 6 beaver dams, like one way out and back. So 10, 12 beaver dams sometimes on a little trip in our Coastal Highlands.
And they have surprising durability to them.
They really do.
Like you really can hit things. And there's times when I hit things with the boats, I'm like, oh no.
You get that sound.
Get it out.
That rock sound. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is hard because you love your boats. And let's tell the folks real quick. So the reason Cindy and Lori are here today is Cindy made a post in the Swift Canoe and Kayak Owners group. And I'll paraphrase, and maybe you can correct me, but you said that to say that the purchase of the Pac 12-6 has been life-changing is an understatement.
Absolutely, absolutely. I said it's not a canoe, it's not a kayak, it's a just piece of floating perfection. and I know you have to be really careful, but particularly for women, we don't have the same upper body strength, and for us to be totally independent and be able to go wherever we want and load and unload and portage and beaver dam haul over and all of that completely independently is really what's the life-changing part. I would never be able to do that with a canoe.
We didn't realize that we would portage as much as we do. I mean, we will do 1, 2, 3 kilometers of portages in a day. Pick it up, 700 meters, put it down, go. And like,
And
we're
technical,
great.
last week,
Oh,
technical portages. They were up, down, rocks,
Gnarly.
very gnarly.
And if you had heavier boats, there's no way you can do that.
No, we just wouldn't be able to do it. And the other thing I say to Lori too is, you know, every time I do it, every time I take my boat off the car, every time I portage my boat, I get this little glow of pride. Like, look at us go. It's
what we can
amazing.
do.
It is. It's amazing. And I never thought that I would be able to. I often think my mother was she was an avid outdoors woman and a big canoeer. And how much she would have loved this boat. It would have changed her life as well.
So my mom loved the pack boats, and she could pick one up till the age of 88.
Yes!
You have lots
the
of
goal.
paddling left for you. And
That's the goal.
and she loved it. She said at one point, it makes me feel young again. And
Yes.
she would carry it down to the water by herself. She didn't have to ask anybody for help.
Yeah, yeah.
Put it in, go paddling, come back, get out, and take the boat back up again.
Absolutely, and that is the beauty. Well, we did this one. Our hardest portage was, so we were in Kawartha Highlands Park, and we did the portage from Stop Log into Mountain Lake, and it's almost just under 700 meters, but it is gnarly. It's up, down, rock, tight, and we come at the end of it, this lake in the middle of the nowhere, and there are these two guys in a canoe at the end of the portage, and it was like 2 days before my 60th birthday, and I wanted to go to them. I'm almost 60. I was so proud. It was ridiculous.
And we snuck up on them.
We did sneak up on them, yeah.
Kind
They
of
had-
come over the hill with our boats, and they're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah. Look at these. Anyway. Yeah.
Now, guys, the seating systems are really comfortable.
They're amazing.
And Lori, they're so comfortable that, can you tell the folks that little story?
Well, Cindy likes to take a lot of pictures, and I do too, but sometimes I get a little bored, and so I just paddle around, and she's off doing her thing, and it was sunny and warm and fall colors, and I just put my head down and float and go to sleep. Have a little nap in the afternoon.
Lori actually had a short nap sitting in the seat in the boat. She was so comfortable.
yeah.
I'd hate for my claim to fame, being,
I can
you
sleep
know,
in my
a
boat.
famous Canadian naps in a canoe.
Now, Gales, how about the on-water performance, like the actual paddling of these boats?
Best thing I've ever paddled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hands down. I
Unmatched.
have 3 other canoes, and they're all great, but as a solo canoeist, these are amazing. They track, they're light, they're maneuverable, they're awesome.
Comfort level is unmatched. I think it's the fact that we kayak using a kayak paddle, so it's a symmetrical stroke. I do have some back issues, and I have no problem in this. I'll be in this boat in that seat for 7-8 hours, and not like with a kayak where your legs are stuck pretty much straight. With these, half the time we're hanging our legs off the side of the boat, or we've got our feet up on the cross piece, or you can sit up and sit cross-legged. You can move around to get comfortable. You're not locked into one position. So for hours on the water, and to have that lumbar support that you can maneuver around as well, it's absolutely amazing.
So what do you say we put them in the water and have
Absolutely.
you gals have a little fun out here?
Okie doke.
Sounds good.
You gals look like you have too much fun out there.
We do. Yeah, it's soul food. It really is. It just it fills us up when we go out. It's hard when we have a week or two. Well, Lori was traveling a lot this summer, so I was doing a lot of solo paddling, and it was just so nice to have her back and have someone we come together and we talk, and then we drift. And lots of times we can barely see each other, but we're still out there together. We don't
Enjoying
we
the
don't
same
have to talk.
thing. You're enjoying
Yeah.
the same thing, and you're doing it independently together.
Yeah,
And I think it was a bit of a revelation how much we really liked these boats. Like for me anyway. Like I thought, oh great, it's a canoe and we'll go paddling, but honest to God.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and
been
it's
incredible.
absolutely perfect with where we live. Like Kawartha Highlands Provincial Park. It's
Yeah.
creeks and small lakes and portages, and we just go.
Yeah, and even Peterborough area is amazing. So like
Yeah.
Lori was saying earlier, we do generally in the spring a lot of the creeks around just to the west of Peterborough. There's some amazing, like Fleetwood Creek and Pigeon River and Emily Creek, and that's where you get in and we see a lot of, like I thought was going to have an otter climb in my canoe one day. Just anyway, so lots of wildlife, lots of deer early in the spring, and then as the bugs start to dissipate a little bit, we head up into, and the people. We're not very people-y, either of us, quite frankly.
And I find that when you do a few portages, you get away from people and you see more
100%.
wildlife.
100%. Yeah.
And the otters want to hang out with you more, and the deer and the beavers.
Yes.
And it's beautiful, and you feel like you're part of it.
Yeah, and to get away just from any noise, any extraneous noise. It's and to be out surrounded by nature with nothing else intruding. There's nothing like it.
You can tell as soon as we do that extra portage, it's like, feel that?
So, Cindy, what has the Pac 12-6 done for you?
Oh, it's changed my life. There's no question. It's I paddled last year. I got the boat. I put it in April 29th for the first day, and I took it out on my last paddle November 26th. So I was in the water 7 months last year. I paddled over 300 kilometers. My November 26th paddle was on Bottle Lake in Kawartha Highlands, and I didn't think to go down to look at the put-in. I just unloaded and walked down and got within sight of the water and realized everything was completely iced in. But luckily there were some campers that had plowed a little path. They'd done a little ice breaking for me. It was like paddling in a slushy, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. This year I went in, I think my first day in was April 12th, and fingers crossed we'll be into November still again this year. So 7 months on the water. And to be able to just pick up, to be able to load, unload, even if you're not doing any portaging, the loading and unloading independence is incredible.
Mm-hmm. And we'd like you gals to show us how you like to load the boats on when
Absolutely.
we're done with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Lori, how about you? What is the Pac 12-6 to you?
Well, I've paddled all of my life, and it is the independence. I think, just the ability, my husband's still working, and I can just look at the weather and go, you know what, it's beautiful on Tuesday, pick up the boat, put it on the car, and go. I think that's really the thing. And I think it's allowed even more exploration. Like people stick to the paddle routes. Well, we don't stick to the paddle routes. We look for the creeks and the beaver dams, and we go and we are renaming all the lakes that no one has names for. And that's what we look for. And that's what this boat gives you, is that ability to go a little bit further, a little bit deeper, a little bit away from people.
So why don't we show the folks how easy it is for you to load them on your vehicles?
Sure.